So, your boy actually recorded some gameplay. Yeah, I know. First time for everything. I recorded about like 30 minutes of gameplay. You got me bugging if I'm recording like an hour and 12 minutes, unless I'm streaming, because then, I actually want to play. But I don't like really playing mobile games that much. I literally only play BTD6 because it's usually the only game I can play. But come this weekend, watch out. I'm going to stream Resident Evil 2. I have a video idea. You'll see what that is on Friday. I just got to record the audio. Probably do that Wednesday, get everything ready. Schedule it for Friday. So you'll see what that is. But do enjoy the podcast. Huge shout out to Anthony and Torrin for coming on here. I really enjoyed talking with you guys. So, yeah, without further ado, here's the fourth episode. I don't even know I guess my podcast. So, yeah. Welcome back to the, I think this is the fourth one. If I'm being completely honest, I've lost track. But we have two very special guests on here. If you guys would like to introduce yourself.
I gotta introduce myself? Damn, okay. Yeah, I'm Anthony Wren. I'm a senior at Warren's. Oh, should I have? No, I should have said that.
We're keeping that.
Oh, yeah, my name's Anthony Wren. Yeah. Why would you say the school name? I was like, wait, I shouldn't say that.
My name's Anthony Wren. I'm a senior in WHS High School.
Bro.
I started to say the school name, and I was like, I probably shouldn't
Warren's
say that on YouTube. I probably shouldn't dox our
It's
school.
okay.
Bro. Oh my. He fumbled the bag so hard. We're only a minute
All we
in.
do is fumble the bag around here.
Hey, I don't fumble the bag.
I'm Torin. I've been here before, so.
Yeah.
What?
Hopefully it's not as
What?
awkward. Yep. So,
This is so bad.
alright, so this is the fourth episode.
Watch, it's gonna be like the fifth.
I'm trying to think. It might be. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. It was Scott, then
Scott,
the
me,
Nutcracker, and then...
No, the Nutcracker wasn't a podcast. The Nutcracker was
No,
just
the
a video.
Nutcracker was a video. It was just
Oh, yeah, not that... I was thinking, like, the Nutcracker... It was... Because it was just, like, asking them about dance and such.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
It was Scott, Kane, and I, and then
Okay.
whoever else.
Was
Yeah.
there one... So this is probably the fourth. Yeah,
Yeah.
fourth one.
Probably. It's okay. We'll go with it.
We ball.
Alright, so this is podcast Numero
Quattro.
Quattro. Alright, so first up,
Oh my god.
what's y'all's favorite Pokemon game?
Black and white. I love those games.
X and Y is just like...
No, black and white is where it's at.
I do
Okay.
like the Pokemon from Black and White a lot more, but X and Y was just my first Pokemon game, so I'm, like, the
Exactly.
most attached to it. Just because it was my first.
Pokemon X.
Sucks to be both. Yo, I started with the fucking.
Not everyone is privileged, Torin.
I wasn't privileged. I stole it from my dad.
Oh.
The
Hey.
what was it?
Like, earlier gen.
Ruby and Sapphire on the Game Boy.
Oh, that's... Gen
not
3
the
is
Game
good.
Boy, the
No.
DS.
Yeah.
But I had Crystal and all that.
I'll say those ones
So,
are good.
Yeah.
So.
I started pretty damn close to OG.
Yeah,
Black and white have my heart.
It was December 25th, like 2015, 2016. I had gotten a 3DS with the Pokemon X.
Not the
Pokemon
starting
Y.
with the 3DS.
I did have the... I think, like,
I had the- I
one
had
of my
that.
starts.
I had Super Smash Bros. On that DS too, and I'm so mad
my
I lost
gosh.
it.
I got
That
that
so
Super Smash
bad.
Bros.
I am
Brawl was so
awful at
good.
Smash
I
Bros.
remember my entire thing with Smash Bros. On the 3DS for the longest time was to get, like, one win on, like, the For Glory thing.
No,
Because
my
it was, like, the
first-
online competitive stuff, and I got, like, an online account and everything, and I was like, I just want to win, like, one game. And I remember being, like, so hyped when I finally did it, because I was just taking L after L, because I was
I'm
just a
being
washed,
so for
like,
real. I've
7-year-old.
played Smash Bros.
Me
twice,
versus
and
women
both
for
of
real.
them were at Avenel's house, and I'm still horrible because I don't know how to play.
Oh,
I
dude,
still don't
I'm
know.
actually such a demon. Put me on like Ike.
I just button-
I've gotten a lot better,
I
though, because
literally
I
just
play...
button-
Lil Mac.
I play
Ryu.
Ultimate, so
I
like...
literally just play I just button mash because I don't know what I'm doing.
The 3DS had Super Smash Bros. Brawl, right?
3DS was just, like... It was the
I'm pretty
fourth-
sure it
it
was
was
Brawl.
Smash Bros. 4. Brawl was on the, like, Wii U.
I'm pretty sure I had
Yeah.
Brawl
Brawl was on, like, the Wii U.
Dog,
I think it was mainly on the Wii.
because I remember there was this game mode and it was like a.
I just remember
You would
seeing
pretty
in the
much
stores
just
and it
like
was
get
teen
weapons
rated.
and you would like.
Yeah.
Dude, I also used to
That
be...
level of violence is only for teenagers,
Yeah.
guys.
They did have like a really
15
cool
and
like
up.
story mode thing within Smash Bros. Brawl though. So
Yeah.
I haven't played it.
I haven't played it either. I've
Played
just seen
strictly Pokemon games,
it.
man.
But that's fair.
The first game I ever played was like God of War. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but
I've heard of
I
it.
played
I've never
Skylanders
played it.
Giants. It was,
I
think,
remember that
on the
was
on the
such a
Wii
huge thing.
Skylanders, and then we got with the Wii we got the new Super Mario Brothers Wii.
I
game.
remember. I think if there's any game I played on the Wii, like the Wii,
Yeah, the Wii.
if there's any game I played on that the most, Paper Mario, Super Paper
Oh my
Mario.
gosh.
Love
That was hard.
that.
I never
game.
actually completed it, but it's
They're
a good game.
redoing.
It's a good
So
game.
you know how Thousand Year Door was a GameCube exclusive?
Mm-hmm.
They're re-releasing it next year.
Love you.
On the
wait,
Switch.
what was
I'm
the...
so
wasn't there
excited.
like a one theme that was in Paper Mario that was like really creepy or something?
Probably some.
It was like a
random-ass
level with the
music.
hands. I'm trying to
hands.
remember.
There's a ton
there,
of just-
no. There's trust me, I played this game so much. There's the hands that are in the underworld in the lake that you have to pass if
Yeah,
you
it
go down
was
into
that
the
one.
water. Yeah,
It was
that's
that
what
one.
it is because it's like their version of the river sticks, and the hands will grab you down and you'll
There'd
drown.
be some intimidating like music in some video
That
games.
soundtrack
It's like
goes
children's
so
video games. There's just
hard.
be some like bangers, and then there's like the creepy ass one, and then
Lavender
there's, like,
Town.
everything
Remember
else.
when that was a whole ordeal?
Oh my
Dude.
gosh, the Lavender Town music.
That song's still.
But then there's
creeps
just a
me
ton
out.
of stuff that slaps, and there's the really creepy like stuff.
Driftvale
but-
City is. I don't know if you guys have
There's
seen the
some
Dancing
bangers.
Toothless meme, but the Driftvale City's theme is behind it, and I love when my games get
I've seen
recognition.
the Squirtle saxophone guy.
It's so funny. Okay, wait, no. Okay, so we've mentioned our favorite games. Favorite starter.
Starter. Oh, definitely Charizard. I
That's
have
not a
your base-
starter.
Oh, so Charmander.
Yeah,
I think
Charmander.
it's
Dude.
a starter evolution.
Okay, well, you know what I mean.
I thought we were talking about like the
got
Pokemon
you.
we like usually use because
Yeah,
I
I know.
use Charizard all the time.
But like the
Well,
first
like-
one that you get,
But
your
literally
starter.
Charmander,
Your
like
favorite starter of all of them that are out right now.
All of them that are out.
Charmander or Charmander, the one for Greninja or the one for
Yeah.
the one
Froakie.
like.
I loved.
I really like Froakie. Froakie was like my first one.
I remember
I have a
Pokemon X and
cracked
Y had like
Greninja in my
some
Violet save right
goaded,
now.
some goaded. I forgot what the plant one was, but
For which game?
Pokemon X. I forgot what the
Oh,
plant one
Chespin?
was.
Chespin.
Yeah, Chespin, and then there was Vixen or something like that.
Fennekin.
Yes.
Yeah, Finnegan.
The little
that one was good.
Fennekin was a good one.
I liked it, but I feel like it was debuffed. I feel like it could have been a lot better.
I think it's a lot better in
Delphox?
the most recent game.
Yeah,
like
Delphox
with the
was
DLC and
definitely
such.
debuffed.
It's a lot better in the newer games with the DLC because it got like a lot of.
Oh yeah, you can get all the starters. And
Yeah,
the
I got like a
DLCs.
ton of stuff.
You can get every starter in almost every game at this
Yeah.
point, and like every legendary and everything else. It's kind of annoying, but it's fine. I want to say my favorite starter, probably Oshawott. Not even just because it's Unova,
Yeah.
just because Samurott was so cracked out at the time
Right.
that I'm like. I played 3 different run-throughs with every starter. Samurott was my favorite one. Like, always cracked out. And I think
Wait, which one was this game?
Black
Pokemon
and White.
Okay.
Because it was Tepig, Snivy, and
What
Oshawott.
was the one for Ruby and Sapphire?
Ruby and Sapphire. That
The
was
starters.
Yeah,
Torchic,
Trico,
Trico, and
Mudkip.
Mudkip.
I think I did Mudkip.
I always did Torchic because my Blaziken was always cracked out. It was
I kind of
really
just
bad.
picked Mudkip. I
If
like
I'm being
Mudkip.
completely
He's
honest-
cute.
The one run I did with Mudkip, I got stuck beating Brayden under the bridge to the under like the bike bridge because
Yeah.
he had that like electric type and I could never beat him.
Fair.
But yeah, very
What about
fun
yours?
times.
I already said.
Wait, you did?
Yeah, it was Froakie.
Froakie
Froakie.
slaps.
Yeah, I liked Froakie.
I like the shiny Greninja.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite shiny starters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Rowlet is really good too.
Rowlet's
His
is a really good
Ducidai is
shiny.
amazing.
All right,
I don't
what-
like the new starters.
What's y'all's?
They're alright.
Like
It's bad that I have to like struggle to remember them. I like.
I didn't use
Flake
mine.
Coco's good.
see, I picked Fuecoco and then I never used it.
Wait, what was the one?
I
he was
got
like
a
a gorilla.
Cyrillic.
and he was
Rilla-
like a, he was like
Rillaboom.
a-
So
yeah.
like
Rillaboom.
Grookey.
Yeah,
Rillaboom.
Grookey. It was Grookey, Scorbunny, and Quaxley. No, not Quaxley.
They just sound like they're running out of
Sobble.
names.
Sobble, yeah.
They just sound like
They
they're
do.
running
They
out
are
of names.
kind of rant. Some of them make sense. Some of them like
See, I
Like
feel like with the last
Rillaboom.
2 generations, they haven't put that much
Thought
into their
into, like-
starters.
like
Yeah.
with the like Gen 3 ones, like what we were saying earlier. Like Torchic makes sense because it's literally like chicken and a fire chicken, so torchic, and like it makes sense. And then the grass one, Trico, it's like
Bunny made sense.
Yeah, Trico is like it's a gecko, tree
Yeah.
gecko, so
And then
it's grass
Mudkip.
type. And then Mudkip, it's
That's
like
an
it
actual
evolves
thing.
into like it's the actual thing that it was based off of. Then it evolves into like a groundwater type too. So it just kind
Isn't
of
it
like
based off like an
It's based
axolotl?
off like a frog and an actual.
probably like some sort of
yeah.
frog,
Okay.
yeah. Or like the mud skipper things. I think that's an actual animal.
That
Yeah.
mud skippers, yeah.
All right, so what's our favorite game in like general? Me?
Genshin Impact. I fucking love
Oh,
Genshin. Stop.
Lord.
Stop.
Door's right there.
I love Genshin.
bro.
How hard have you broken the bank
Okay,
on
either Genshin Impact or, as of right now, Cult of the Lamb. I love Cult of the Lamb. It is really bad. I've been playing that game since I got it, nonstop, and I got it like 2 days ago. So
Yeah. Mine, God of War 3, first game I ever played. Parents, if you are watching this, do not let your kids play that game. The Helios death scene got me scarred for life. Poseidon's death scene, literally if you search up Kratos versus, or you search up Poseidon, it'll always pop up death scene.
Love
It's
that.
bad. He
Undertale
got
was a good
violated.
game.
That's crazy.
Undertale was my favorite for a long time.
I
But
love Undertale.
mine's God of War 3 or Minecraft.
You guys were like 0 to 100 really quick.
Because Minecraft is literally like the go. I remember like just playing it with my friends. It was always like really fun to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
I still play Minecraft. I have a run with my friend and some of his coworkers, and I think someone stole my stuff. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I basically just play like Smash Bros and
I was a
Pokemon now.
Nintendo kid.
So I kind of yeah.
Which Pokemon
it's-
game are you on right now?
I just play whichever one. So I just play Violet. And,
Do you have the DLC?
yeah,
What do you think?
it's pretty
I just
good.
finished the
I like
DLC.
it. I think the story was pretty nice for it. They did a really good job with the story. I think
I
the main thing that
love
makes it
Kieran's
it literally
character.
feels like peak Pokemon. The only issue is performance, and that's
Yeah.
just the whole issue with the newest game is performance is so like
I'm
if I had to
just-
pick a favorite game, honestly, it's just the DLC of Scarlet Violet. Like I didn't mind the original story. There were some good points
I
and
got
like
through
the
it really quickly though.
there was some good things with the main game, but like the DLC is like
The DLC was really nice.
really good story.
I liked
stuff.
Kieran's character and his like
Yeah,
character
his, like,
growth.
arc,
Yeah.
yeah.
I am a little sad though because I feel like they didn't put that much into the DLC. Like I feel
Right.
like Kitakami was literally just like Kitakami took me 15
It
minutes.
felt like
complete. Like,
it felt
it was
a lot
really
like
bad.
a copy paste because it was like
Yeah.
they didn't do as much with the second DLC as they did with the first one. Like the first one, I was like
yeah,
I wanted
Crown
like
Tundra. I don't even think I'm finished with.
well I wanted more like extra stuff and like
Mm-hmm.
the Kitakami stuff, like more new Pokemon instead of just like here's
Yeah.
this Pokemon you've already seen a million times and like a few others.
Because I got really excited
You know?
because it was like, oh yeah, we're bringing back Unova. You're going to Unova. I was like,
And then you don't
We're
get
going
that
to
till the second.
Unova.
You don't get that till the second one.
No!
Yeah.
and it's like, because the thing is, it confused me because it gave you the option to go to Blueberry Academy literally like 2 minutes into the first part
Right.
of DLC. I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
Like you got it so like accessible.
Yeah,
early
I'm like,
on.
why?
I was like, I'm just gonna ignore that and play the first part first.
Yeah, I was like, and well, because then I was sad because Kitakami took me maybe 15 minutes to get
Right.
through.
It wasn't that.
And I was really sad because I was
Yeah.
like, because there could have been a lot there. But then I spent most of my time there because I was shiny hunting Litwick. So I got it though. The first one
W.
killed itself, but the second one I got.
Wow.
Do you remember the one? It wasn't a DLC, but it was after you finished the game for X and Y. It was like the detective and
Oh, the post
Yes,
that was so
Looker,
good.
Looker.
That was so
I love
good.
it because they
Oh my
put that into
gosh.
like 3 different games and then they
Yeah,
stopped doing
they
it.
got you like they had like little callbacks in like the
Yeah.
next 3 games to it.
Because they'd have like Cynthia, Diantha,
Uh-huh.
or that's not her name, Diane.
Diane, yeah.
Yeah, they'd have Cynthia, Diane, and someone else.
Well, they put a little I think they put like a very small like kind of throwback to it in like the next game after X and Y, and then they kind of
It was
like
Sun and
whenever they remade Ruby and Sapphire, they also I think
because
kind of gave a
Looker's in
little
it because
throwback.
Steven's involved with
Yeah,
it.
they gave another throwback to it there, and then the last time they did that was with the Sun and Moon games, and then after that, it just kind of
See,
fell
I
off.
loved Sun and
once they
Moon.
switched to like putting stuff on the Switch.
what was the like main city that you found him in? I'm trying to like remember.
Main
For
City
what?
for
Yeah, for Looker.
probably
He-
Lumos, but I don't.
Yeah, because it was
Well, because in one of the games,
'Cause it was-
he was in,
yeah.
I think it was Ruby and Sapphire, he was in that hotel off of like Route 7 or some
Yeah,
place like
he was in
that.
kind of some random spot.
Because he
but
shows up in the room that...
he was in some kind of random spot. I think he was also on like the kind of post game
He's
unlocked
in,
like battle
the
place.
hotels and such.
Yeah,
I
and then
think
he
in
was
X and
also-
Y he was in the hotel.
And with the Ruby Sapphire, he was kind of at like that end game like battle place that they had at like the end where they could like go in and just like
The battle.
the
island
like
or
battle
whatever.
island things
where
that
it's
they
like,
started
hey,
doing.
you can keep raising your Pokemon here.
Yeah, I think he was there like washed up on like
Yeah.
shore or something, and he's like, I don't know what happened.
Which it makes me so sad because I loved Looker's like little like, oh yeah, go be a detective, go look for this, go do that. In Sun and Moon, go deal with the Ultra Beast because what's her face screwed up.
Right.
I can't remember her name.
I'm sorry. All I can think about right now is
Lucamine.
how.
God.
All right, so have y'all seen the Twilight videos or the Twilight Chronicle video I made?
I was gonna say I saw the one.
Okay.
I didn't see that there was any more. If there were,
I didn't.
No.
I didn't watch the Twilight Chronicle.
I
video.
did. It was
Apologies.
so funny.
Okay, so
I actually don't know anything about.
the backstory
It's
of
been
it.
like 10 years since I've seen anything with Twilight.
I've seen all the movies. Okay, I've watched it with my family. It was all right. Not literally. I just felt like it was like very weird. Like Robert Pattinson is a great actor, but
I
he
mean,
was
it's
not
Bella
a-
Swan. You know,
Yeah.
she was made to be a cringy character, and then Caitlin Stewart said, "All right, bet," and ran with it. So,
Why don't you bite me?
I know what you are.
Yeah, no, literally, it was so cringy. I literally read a synopsis, and I literally like, it was funny. Literally, I like leading up to it, I was like, should I watch the movie again? And I was like, no, I'll just read a synopsis. And I asked my friend Olivia, and she was like, Twilight's actually a good series, but the way you made it like sound, because the way you explained it, it sounded so weird.
I mean, it is weird though.
It is because
Like,
it's like
it's a good series. It's not amazing in my opinion.
it's like
in my opinion, it's not amazing.
It's a
But it is
vampire-
definitely weird.
vampire, werewolf,
Like
human
it's
love
peak middle
triangle.
school romance kind of thing.
Yeah, I got nothing when it comes to this.
No, okay.
I
My
say
favorite part to do
During any competition, we just watch Twilight movie just for the
Lord.
fun of it.
During like show
On the way home,
Yeah, I'll
Lord.
make a.
on the way home from Carthage,
waiting
we
to
can
like
knock out
waiting
two
to
of
like perform, and we're just like.
them. Just watching Twilight.
If I'm being completely honest, it doesn't get good until like the third movie.
This is the face of a monster, Bella.
No, because my
His face is
favorite
just sparkling, like he has too much highlighter on.
my favorite part to do though was at the end when I just like said, "In this movie has just made me realize something. I'm a freaking werewolf." I literally screamed at the top of my lungs, "I'm not a woo!"
I'm being
and,
so serious. That was
and-
literal.
Genuine line.
Yes.
Good
and
lord.
I put like the alpha me music. I just started putting like I went on the Snapchat, found this werewolf filter, and I freaking just started going. I just like put a bunch of alpha photos. I put the
So
one.
for real, hold up.
I put the one drumstick
Wait,
TikTok meme.
what's your channel name? I forget.
Tuvlo Spartan.
Just type it.
Alright, hold on.
I'm being so for real.
We're pulling up
I was
video
watching.
evidence.
I was listening to the video. I think I was like cleaning my room or something, and it just gets to the end, and that's when I hear it, and I kid you not, it scared the hell out of me. Like my sister was down in the basement, and she comes and she's like, "What the hell are you listening to?" Okay, hold on.
Hold on. We'll take a break so Anthony can see this.
God.
Alright,
Oh wow.
rate the last 3 minutes.
It was
of
a
the-
life-changing last 2 minutes of the video. You know what? I don't even need the rest of the video.
No, you don't even.
All I
to see
need
the
is that
movie.
last few minutes, and that's peak right there. That is
Yeah.
peak.
Literally, I knew when I made the video. Literally, no werewolves are like they're like hinted at, but they're not even like mentioned or like seen in the first movie. I just wanted to do that. No,
Or is it
They're just like casually
it's
dropped.
no.
I guess.
Jacob's
Oh
like
yeah, Jacob hasn't done his thing yet. Yeah.
yeah,
you're
Jacob.
Right, you're right.
He's like, yeah, we kind of got beef with the Colons because like our Indian clan is like we're associated with werewolves and the Colons they something like white people so.
They're white people and they don't season their food.
Hate when that happens.
Listen,
Oh my god.
Season your food, y'all.
Season your
Off
food.
topic. But
real. So how we feeling about this? I
Swear.
can't.
about this or what?
I can't.
Where are you trying to go with this?
This is so
Where
unhinged.
are you trying to go with this game?
I can't because we were talking about Twilight. I'm not just gonna bring up show
Just casually
Oh yeah, we
The
go
most-
from
Alright, guys,
Pokemon
so
to our
how
favorite
are you
game to
feeling?
Twilight, and then hey guys, show choir.
Hey guys, how are we currently feeling about the state of 2024 show choir?
Heck no. I literally
He said absolutely not.
No, I look at Anthony the entire time.
Okay, so I think it's getting a lot better. I think the run that we had in class today, or I guess Friday, I don't know when this video is going to go up, but like last Friday, I think the run that we had that day was like the best that we've had so far, and I feel like it's going to get better. I feel like choreo's gotten a good bit cleaner now from like most overall. I think the main thing is vocals, and I hate to break it to y'all. I know some people are going to watch this video, but one ending consonant is not going to make us beat Harrisonville. I think we all know that. It's time for a realism check. And we need more than just one ending vowel. I'm sorry, guys. We aren't bad. We just got to get it better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not bad. It's really not that bad. It's just like no, it's genuinely like, I don't know how much I can drop, but like it's not bad. It's not really individuals. I just think it's working out, having like the stamina and stuff for everyone to like sing it.
All right, audio cut out. No more talking about show choir. How we feel about chorale? I think we have a pretty solid roster.
I mean, I'm not taking a solo anymore, so I kind of feel better about it just because I personally, because that all is literally in between. It's in between not only show choir season, but my dance competition season. And I'm like, that's the last thing I need is extra stress. So
I think I'm just doing a solo for choir, but
I'm doing ensembles only.
I'm doing an ensemble, and okay, this is way off topic, but I just noticed that there was like a Chinese, Japanese, like ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic just fingerprinted onto my phone.
What?
If you look at my angle,
It just looks like you wrote the letters like hi with like an equals sign next to it.
it looks like a 4I.
I don't even know like.
All right, hold on.
No, I mean, I think I'm good with chorale for the most part.
I like chorale. I think
chorale.
the people in it are cool. I think
like
that the
chorale.
roster itself is cool. I think that like
I'm
we do
excited for
good
Maddox
with
to
what we were
join.
given, you know. So
Wait, Maddox who?
Buxton. Yeah, he's gonna join.
I'm
So we're
excited for
getting him
that.
at least. We might get someone else, but
Didn't
I
we
don't know.
get
I don't
Calvin?
know if we're getting anyone else. I thought Calvin mentioned it, but I don't know if Werner. He's a sophomore.
Oh.
He's in band. I don't know if like his
Is he
roster is
related to
open enough
Faith?
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I don't know if his roster is open enough for it, but if we could get him, that would be also cool, just to have a couple extra people and such. But, you know, I think it's still cool for what it is right now.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, so many people said it was like going to be terrifying and like.
I thought it
bad.
was going to be. I thought it was going to be.
Oh,
not,
is this your
like-
first year?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I
don't know
honestly
why I thought
just
you were
from
gonna
like
last
just from like the years before and such, and kind of like hearing about
I know,
it, I was
everyone said
like,
it was awful last year, so I was like,
Okay, but last year, like, not to name names, but there was a few people who were, I, personally wanted to beat up myself. Colton Robbins would tell me about all the drama.
I
I thought you were like you wanted. I was like, no,
I love Colton.
not my goat,
Colton.
not my goat.
I was
no.
like, protect him at all costs.
Not my goat.
Colton would tell me about how certain people that have graduated recently made it very, very difficult for
I can see
him
that.
in choir.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Just considering.
I'm pretty sure one of them was gay. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
So out of pocket. What?
Yeah.
Bro, pull that out the back pocket,
Right?
not the front pockets.
I mean, it was out of my back pocket, but was it true? Yes. Very much so.
Oh my God.
Okay, I want to bring this point up because I know this is something that we've all shared at one point. I know both of you have dropped it, but tennis.
Okay, okay.
Thoughts?
So
Okay.
I have mixed feelings because I loved tennis. I loved playing. I hated playing for the high school. And not really, like, the coaches weren't even that bad, to tell you
Right.
the truth. Like, if I really think about it, the coaches weren't even that bad. It was the team. The team fucking sucked. Sorry, F-bomb.
Crazy.
But, like, the team was just awful because it was, like, the way I feel like it was, and I don't know how it was for the guys.
Right.
But, like, for the girls, for the girls, like, the way that I saw it as a newcomer, if I didn't have private tutoring and private lessons, I was never going to be on varsity. And then that was literally proven true.
Right.
The more I played, because I was never put, and I wasn't even upset about not getting varsity. I didn't care after a while,
Right.
but I was never put with the returners after being a returner. They put me with all the freshmen,
Yeah.
which is not, there's nothing wrong with that. I made some really good friendships out of
Right.
that. Like Emma Boca, love her to death. I miss her so much. And they would just treat me as lesser because I wasn't. It was specific people. Like, there are some people.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, there were specific people that would make me feel like that.
No, I got you.
Like, I would feel less because I wasn't on varsity and because they didn't treat me like a returner, which made me sad because I loved tennis. Like, I love playing. I still play with my mom every now and then. But I'm like, I will never play for the school again.
Right.
Because it was just it was like a toxic environment.
Yeah,
and trust
that's
me,
fair. I
know what a toxic environment is.
I think with the boys team's a bit more like kind of chill. I feel like everyone kind of after a while has like a respect for everyone no matter where they're at on the team. It's very much so like a more like almost
physical
brotherly feeling team. I don't know about physical, but it's more of like a brotherly like feeling team where nobody's like giving crap on anyone else or whatever. And even if like the worst player on the team was just like god awful for crying out loud, like nobody was like going up to him and be like, yeah man, you suck. No, like we celebrated him. Like if he did good at like a team activity or something and he like won a point, we went crazy for him. Like we made him feel like welcomed and a part of the whole team from varsity 1 all the way down to 26 or whatever.
Of the 2 years that I played for the school, freshman and sophomore year, it was so toxic. Like there were cliques within cliques. There were those specific friend groups. And I'm like, okay, I just want to play.
I mean, obviously with the boys team, you're going to have your varsity, you're going to have your JV, then you're going to have your lower end of the spectrum. But still, even with all of that, like the varsity and JV aren't disconnected in any way.
Yeah,
it's still,
we were all
it's not like the varsity is their own clique. Granted, like we did, longest time the only cliquey thing was just skill level, which is like a whole different thing. Because for the longest time, it was kind of like our top 4 were like the most solid through. Like Jack Renfro at #1 was insane. There was a senior with Jack, Nolan Kennedy, like me and Grant know him. I don't know how many other people know him, but he was also just extremely good. Quinn Conley, he's crazy, stupid athletic, he's insane. And then Sam played tennis, Sam Renfro, he played tennis, and he was just ridiculously good because him and Jack moved so well because of every experience with dance. They have so much body, like, awareness because of dance, and that just makes them like
especially is incredible.
It makes them so insane at like tennis because of the way that they move on the court. It's just entirely different because of how like body where they are
how to shift
and like footwork.
So
yeah, I'm about to say
fast.
with shading or weight shifting and like body awareness wise and footwork even like footwork is insane. Like watching like Jack or Sam play that year.
Like I don't know if you've seen Sam especially dance, but like
oh
my god, it's like mesmerizing.
I checked out his profile one time because it popped up on my feed, and it was I think it was Christina Scholl's birthday, so he posted her, and and I saw it was a duet of them, and I was
yeah, they're both insane. Their chemistry as like duets is insane.
I loved watching their duet this last year. Like
they're like chemistry together through like dance and such is ridiculous.
Like,
I'm gonna say
it's amazing.
Like they both have been. I think pretty much both were in CSA for like the same amount of time. Both were in the same like stuff together. So I mean, they just would do duet stuff with each other, and it's just like gotten to a point where they're just like so creative and so like ingenuitive with that sort of stuff that they can. I'm gonna say they can like just put a routine together and then do it, and it just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I would say for me, I love tennis. I didn't quit it by choice. Let's just say freshman year, I was not the best when it came to grades. I loved playing it. I was actually pretty decent. I was able to keep up with Anthony his first year. And I was like in 8th grade, I was probably like top 4. I don't remember all who was there, but I beat.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I would beat like a lot. I was really good.
You were good for amongst like the rest of the 8th graders there that year, Because I played with you guys just because I was very new to the sport for the longest time. Until they finally started letting me like play with JV and such. Once they realized that I like he's like picked up the sport really fast and like maybe a bit better than needs more challenge than just the 8th graders all the time. So then they moved me up and started letting me play against other JV people and challenge. And then I ended up at like 14th that year.
Yeah, I remember. It was very physical, and I remember.
I wouldn't keep using the word physical. I'm just gonna throw it out there. It may put a different picture in some people's heads.
Okay, pal. You're literally okay.
Like that.
It's the way you said
out of pocket.
It's the way you said physical.
It's a very like
connected, brotherly,
enduring. Like you have to have stamina to play. And I remember.
You have to.
8th grade. I just remember any time I would mess up, I would like. There was one time. There was this girl who was watching us. I just wanted to make her laugh, so I threw my racket. I don't know what I was thinking. I looked so dumb. I was playing Sam Renfro. Although I remember.
Why did they let you play Sam?
It wasn't Sam. It was Sam Corona.
Okay, I was just gonna say,
I was gonna say, I
Sam
was-
Renfro was like top 6 that year. I'm like, you would not have like stood a chance.
I played Jack Armisher, okay? It was,
Armisher?
yeah, it was, he wanted
didn't know he
to,
played
literally, I was like, hey, Jack, let me 1v1 you, and he said, okay, and then he whooped me.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. No.
I remember, because I also remember that year, I was at an 8th grade concert, and literally, I saw the jazz band, I saw you, I saw John Doss, I saw Jack Renfro, and I was like, yo, I know all these people from tennis,
Right.
man.
I must say, so many of us were in band, and I mean, actually, so many of us, but like, it
A lot
was.
of you guys, like,
Five of
really
you.
were.
It was like 5 of us, really. I mean, it was a decent chunk, albeit, but I mean, it wasn't that.
I feel like
much.
tennis and...
tennis and choir is really just me and Grant. That on the boys' team, like Claire plays tennis, but other than that,
Oh
really.
yeah.
Claire's a-
Claire and Mika. Well, Mika dropped, but
Right.
they
'Cause of
were both
doing-
really good
yeah.
together. They were watching them play doubles was really nice. Like they were really good together.
It's like Claire and Lily Constant played doubles together pretty consistently, and they were pretty good
I
doubles team.
hated doubles so much. Literally just because I always got paired with someone who either didn't like me
Dude,
or
me
was
and
just
Anthony were like...
angry.
Me and
We
you-
were good.
Yeah,
Like, whenever
were-
we played with all the other 8th graders, like we were definitely like the
Yeah.
top of that line there.
We-
And I just remember my backhand being like the most insane shot that I had that year, like because that's
Yeah.
like typically not
'Cause-
normal for people coming into tennis. It's very typical that your forehand's your stronger one. But I was coming in, and I was just like, I learned how to hit a backhand. I was just like whipping it. It was like my best shot.
I remember when me and you were both amazing at short game. It just came like whenever we would like play.
Because we just played like the service boxes for the longest time, and then
Yeah.
to learn control, and then
Yeah.
they let us. Mr. Conley helped coach up 8th grade, and I was there with him just because I was still perceived as more of a newbie into tennis world, just because I was a freshman who had never played it before. And I think before season, my dad just Coach Leibniz, Miss Leibniz. He contacted her and had her go out and just do a short little like thing with me, just working on like how to learn the strokes and such. And I just picked it up very quick, and I was always told by like the coaches and such that like I had like a very natural like just like hitting and ground strokes and such. So I mean, it was definitely very fun going into it, and yeah, we were definitely like kind of crazy on that spectrum of like tennis. I wish we'd been able to keep up with it, to be honest, because I feel like you could have been like really
Could you
up
not?
there with it. You know,
Did they not let you like?
My
enroll again?
parents didn't want me to. I tried to make like a promise with them, but they
not even like after freshman year.
Dog, my
So-
parents were so mad. My mom was so mad when I said I wanted to quit tennis.
I might do it this year instead of track because I know if I get back into tennis, I think
definitely
I think I could probably get like a JV.
And honestly,
spot.
that'd be good because I feel like this year you'd be like somewhere in that kind of, you know, just because you haven't played in a while, probably
it's
somewhere in that middle range of JV, I think. And then
'Cause-
if you just keep at it, I feel like you could probably be more up there if you played again. You know.
Yeah, if I'm being completely honest, that I would decimate a lot of the people in tennis and
You
badminton.
could definitely be in badminton.
Yes.
Well, that's a very different.
Okay, well,
Badminton's fun.
badminton is like I remember playing it in 8th grade and like the Hayden Mock.
Oh, the 8th grade tournaments were fire.
The 8th grade tournaments were
I
far, but
love
me and Hayden
those.
Mock,
I got
we
second
played.
place.
Little 4-8 like.
Shut up!
Me and
I
me
played
and Hayden
so well.
Mock,
I
we
got
played.
second place in our tournament.
We played Kyle Minky and somebody from the tennis team. I don't remember who.
I don't know who it could
It might have been John Doss.
Maybe.
But we played doubles and we whooped them 36-12 in badminton.
I was so good at badminton.
That's crazy.
Badminton is, I think I like it better because it's more of I can
I just think it's more
I
fun.
can just hit it as hard as I can.
I was gonna
and
say you can
'Cause
hit it
tennis,
as hard
it's
as you
a lot-
can and go that far.
Tennis, it's
Yeah.
a lot more control based.
like you'll actually hurt someone.
Yeah, I remember
You'll
when I like
hurt something, it'll just go crazy.
I remember the first person that I played with was his name was Liam Rowland.
Oh, I
moved.
remember him.
Okay, he was something else. But
He's
literally,
like-
he literally would just hit the ball as hard as he can.
Oh
and
yeah,
hit the
that's what a
fence.
lot of people did,
Ew.
and like that starting like 8th grade stuff, you know.
And I was literally like, bro, you're supposed to keep it in the box. And literally, I
No,
just
no. Pickleball.
Okay,
when
so
Nick Russell's just spiked it in the freaking assembly.
true. So sometimes like whenever tennis practice would get rained out, this is a very recent thing that he started doing with us. But like whenever it would be like a rained out day or whatever, last season he had us like go to the middle school and play pickleball. And honestly, it's really not that bad for like staying in shape with tennis whenever you have an off day for tennis. Because like you still need some sort, like you obviously can't do the same exact like strokes and everything that you
yeah.
can in tennis, but like you could still like do. It's very similar like hitting concept of.
Yeah, I definitely. I'll definitely think about playing tennis again because I feel like if I actually like tried and I actually like because I know
if you enjoyed it, like go for it.
Yeah.
I really did. Because
Especially if you're in a better place grade wise now to do it too.
The only grade that was bad was my honors algebra 2, but my teacher even said she said if you had done regular
Who'd you have?
Brick. If you had done regular algebra, you probably would have passed.
Did you have Honan?
No.
Oh, you had Ortiz?
I was gonna say I had Honan and I loved her. She's
Yeah, no, Miss Honan was amazing.
She's the only reason I passed that class.
One time where I was playing cards, no homework, and literally we had been doing this for 40 minutes, and then out of nowhere she yells at me for playing cards in class, and me and my friend were looking at her like, what? Like, where was this before? But I don't know. I remember when I played tennis. I remember I enjoyed it because I was actually somewhat good at this sport.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, maybe I should try it because when I went into football, I wasn't that good. I'm still not that good. Like people like make fun of me for being a junior on JV, and it's like, okay, it's my second year of playing.
Right.
Yeah, like some of those kids.
It's also tough out there. There's a ton of like crazy athletic, crazy just
like Quinn Conley
fitness,
and all that.
crazy like obviously Quinn Conley. It would be like a crime if he was
He's
anything
just very
other than varsity.
well-rounded with
He's
his
so
athleticism.
like just
English,
insanely
that
athletic.
Yeah.
Like
he's
really
very well-rounded.
And then
with
I mean you
his
have a bunch of
sports.
others up there that are very like what's the running backs? AJ?
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah, I must say he's very like just he's pretty built. He's pretty good. I mean he did fine this season. I can't hate on him too much. I can look at Gabe's reaction and just say otherwise, perhaps, off of Gabe, but...
I'm being so serious. I don't ever know what's going on in football. I just do the cheers when everybody else does, and when there's a touchdown for us, I'm like, woohoo! Other than that, I don't know anything.
Torrance oblivious.
I am very oblivious. Like, I went to every single football game this year that was home, and then I went to Silver Tiger. Still don't know what I'm doing.
I have a very basic understanding in the concept of, like, what can be called a foul, and then, like... everything else.
Well, yeah, obviously if you push someone.
Some of the times the refs don't call it. Like I was.
Well, yeah.
During the JV
Such as
games,
refs.
they were just literally there for the pay because I remember. Literally, this had to have been the most like illegal block in the back of all time because I literally got grabbed up by the back of my shoulder pad and I got slammed down on the ground and they kicked and the ref didn't call anything and I remember going over. This is my sophomore year and Coach Kemp was mad. He was like, "Ref, why didn't you call that?" He, I can't say what he said, but he did say a few nice words.
Yeah.
Football coaches be like that sometimes.
See,
because it gets very heated.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Like being in the stand for Friday Night Lights versus being on the sideline.
Being in the marching band for Friday Night Lights.
Rick being in the marching band. I love being on the sideline way more. Those were my brothers that I was with, and I may have certain opinions on them, but I still
like them.
It's not even that I like him. It's just I've dealt with them throughout the entire summer. I've practiced with them for these past 6 months.
Right.
So I have respect for them.
Right.
And these are my brothers on the sideline. So I'm pretty much going to war with them at this point. And the stakes are a lot higher because at any moment you could just get hurt.
Right.
And that's what happened.
You could be out for the entire
that's
season.
what happened with me for that one game against Center. So it's just
it's definitely very physically grueling in any sport.
Taxing, yeah.
Very physical, as
Plus,
you said, Gabe.
being on the sideline, you literally have an entire crowd cheering for you, and you're trying to show off your best, get put on the board,
trying to get the home team happy.
Yeah. So I felt like I was just amazed at the feeling that I was feeling.
Right.
And I remember that I think it was Harrisonville. I remember I was just I was amazed because we were playing. We literally, if we had a good defense and we were able to stop the run game and stuff, we would have been dominant because we literally were always inches away from winning our games, but we never came to it.
No, the homecoming game made me so mad.
Right.
I don't know about y'all, but that homecoming game.
I don't know.
We could have.
There's a lot of games that were upsetting, and there are a lot of things that could have been easily won, but it's all right. Gabe, I have a question for you since you're someone in football. So my dad proposed this question to me, and I've been thinking about it, and I'm kind of curious what other people who play on the team would think. So how big in the short off by a few point losses this season? How big of a difference would it have been to have Cole Kreisel on the field? Would it have impacted those games?
He played football.
Because I know he's insanely athletic and has an extremely insane like work ethic.
He's signed on for baseball.
And like I just like how he signed on for a D1 baseball, and that's why he didn't do football.
So, there are a couple of factors to this.
Right.
As you saw, our first game against Capital City, we were smoke checking them, and then our 3 starting linemen, I think,
got hurt, right?
Yeah. Jackson Burns, Eli Anderson, and then someone else got, I think it was Ryan. So half of our team got injured, and then we saw what happened. So we had lost out on Quaid Othick, Jackson Burns. Quaid was out.
Was this the game where they all got benched because of the High Five Friday thing?
I don't know. This is like the first game.
Okay.
No, that was...
Or did they not get benched for that? Like
they never got benched, but that was the homecoming game.
And, yeah.
But so...
I remember now.
So, Cole Kreisel, while bro is a beast, I feel like he would have impacted us a lot, but not enough to...
Like win the close ones?
He probably...
I feel like he would have helped with...
He would have helped, but I don't think it would have been because...
I'm talking about like the close, like not like the loss to like P Hill and districts or that, like just like the tight like point off losses.
Cole Kreisel just had that dog in him.
This is true.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't know because we had...
You have good players
we have good players,
and then you just add him to the lineup, and you have another option on the offensive side and defensive side. Like he's
this is all gibberish to me.
I'm trying to really think
on the defensive side. You know, Cole's not letting a guy.
I feel like because Quaid Othick, I felt like if he didn't get hurt and our other lineman didn't get hurt, we would have probably we probably could have
just because the offense was really going.
We probably could have held up against Pleasant Hill.
Well, speaking of short games, what did happen for homecoming? Like, why did they run the clock? I feel like we could have easily
at
least gotten a tie at the end.
I'm trying to think back to that. So the reasons why they could have...
Because they ran the clock at the last, 2.5 minutes.
So I'm going to say there would be a few reasons for running the clock, but,
we tried to establish our run game way too much.
Yeah.
We would get, 15... We would run, 15 plays, and 7, 8, or 9 of those would be, run plays. And this would be, in a row. No offense to the coaching. I don't see, a problem with trying to run the ball. I just don't see...
I remember talking to you about this after it happened.
Yeah,
someone was mad about what I said on my story.
If you run the ball and don't get a first down, it keeps the clock running in those situations because it's the ball was never
we
put
all
at that
have great coaches.
point.
It's just kind of the fact that after we lost our 3 linemen, we were literally just scoured. We were just taking scraps and throwing them out there on the field. We had 2 sophomore linemen, and then we had to move them around because one of them, he's my good friend. Both of these, I have mad respect for them. They are amazing players, and I could see them going to college. Jaden Heberline and Colin Bogadine. But my friend Colin Bogadine, he got a corona. He got corona or something, and he was out for a long time. And
could have been COVID mixed with the flu or something.
Yeah,
because I know that's been common. My sister had that not
That's
that long
vile.
ago.
I remember having it mixed with strep, and my throat was just toasted for the week or 2 weeks that I had that.
When was that? That was a while ago.
It was back in January of sophomore or junior.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Gonna say,
it was somewhere around. I know I didn't get it with the original string of stuff that was going around pandemic wise, but I definitely got it after that. And I think that might have been the first. That might have been the first time I got COVID, actually. And having it mixed
on
with...
my birthday.
It was either first or second time. But having it mixed with strep was stupid.
I bet.
Because I could not eat. I could not, drink. I could drink water, sort of. The main thing that saved my life during that was the large Sonic chocolate milkshake. Because that was the only thing that I could make, I could drink and consume without my throat just dying.
Yeah.
All right, if I'm being completely honest, our defense was what really set us back. We had amazing players. There were a few that were very questionable. But our offensive line, after our 2 starters got hurt, we had to move around a bunch of people. A few people didn't want to play, so they barely practiced.
Just kind of wasn't as good for
having it wasn't as good.
Starters.
That's what a lot of people do. And I'm not going to smack talk because I'm nowhere near as good. So
you think it was just...
I just think
even
a lot of
having
the people, they just
Right.
they were on varsity, so they just kind of, figured, oh, well, I
Right.
don't have to really do much. And that's just not the case whatsoever. And to answer your question, I do think Cole Kreisel would have helped us out a lot. He was a great...
Just all around,
Yeah, he was great all around. He was a good athlete. He was great at backup for Kobe. No offense to Dane, but I think Cole's better. He was more mobile. He knew how to run the ball. He even knew how to throw. Quinn Conley was pretty good too. Quinn Conley.
Oh, did Quinn not play football this year?
No, Quinn played.
I was gonna say, I thought
Just
he
like he's talking about like backup, like a quarterback for if something
Quinn
happened
tried
to
out for
Kobe.
backup at one
See,
point.
this is what I mean. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
But Cole definitely. I felt like if we had him, we definitely would have been
Stronger on like offense.
Yeah, because we had a.
I mean, if he's
We
more
were, like-
versatile, then
Yeah,
I mean, he could play like any position that was asked of him to
having
play practically.
versatile players is good.
But I just think Cole, he didn't want to play football anymore. He kind of
Right.
just lost the drive for it, which I felt like that's what happened to a lot of people this season.
I think that's valid,
That's
and then also for him
understandable.
just considering his future and such with like signing on to a D1 baseball team. Like you don't want to play football and then risk getting something injured and then risk
Yeah.
your D1 baseball.
No, because I remember
Season.
whenever he told me, I was like, yo, you playing football this year? And he said, nah, I'm focused on baseball. I was actually kind of sad because
Right.
Cole,
He's been with it
James
for so
Saffold,
long.
and Scott Tripler were the only reasons I stuck with football.
Right.
I made a lot of good friends, but also a lot of people on the team were just kind of douche canoes to me, and I didn't like that. So, but then I just came in, and, like, I didn't care that I was being made fun of for being on JV. It's like, okay, like, at least I'm getting playing time. And even then, a lot of the juniors also played on JV. They just didn't practice with them. So I was just like, I mean, okay, if you're going to talk smack, at least, like, play the varsity games too. Like, a lot of them did. I have respect for everyone in that locker room because football is a difficult sport to play.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, my respect is higher for others like Jonathan Calcoat. Me and him were acquainted, but he's actually really nice once you get to know him and stuff. And he works his butt off. Whether it be in the weight room, whether it be in practice, and I could see him going places if he decides to stick with football.
I mean, that's gonna be the case with every team that you're on, though.
It's
You're
gonna
gonna
be
you're
the
gonna
case with almost
naturally
every sport.
you're gonna naturally have like those few people who you're gonna feel naturally closer to. Like I mean, with tennis, like I say it's not entirely disconnected between varsity and JV because it's not entirely disconnected between varsity and JV, but there's still just like the aspect of like you're gonna naturally be closer to the varsity players who you're consistently playing to like win things with, and then hope for like that postseason drive and such. Like you're gonna have a lot more connection there.
To
I feel
me,
like that goes with any sport, really. Because, I mean, like, for me, for dance, I'm not close with hardly any of those kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to be flat out and say it. I'm not close
Right.
with, like, really any of them. The only person I really consider myself close with, her name is Zoe Clark. She goes to Higginsville. But, like, literally she's new this year to Center Stage. She's been by far one of the nicest people
Right.
I've ever met at Center Stage, and she's quickly become one of my like closest friends at the Center Stage. And while it's not always a team thing, it's just kind of like one of those things where there's going to be the people that hate you.
Yeah.
There's going to be the people where they're not going to like you. I don't really care. I mean, I said this in the podcast about dance. Like, I don't really care what any of them think of me. I mean, it's great to have friends, but
Right.
I'm like,
I would say
you're
that-
all aiming for the
Right.
same thing.
see,
I would
that's
say-
like my mindset. No, you're good.
Okay.
That's my mindset. But at the same time, when I get made fun of for the same thing over
Right.
and over
That's
again, it just
understandable.
gets like repetitive.
No, I get
because-
that.
Especially when like it's in practice, and I'm like, I'm not trying to hear all that. Like I just got done with practice. I'm sweaty. I'm ready to go home. And then they come
Just
up and
getting
they're like,
crap.
"How was JV?" And it's like, "Bro, shut up."
Right.
Yeah,
like that's
I
a
feel
that's a
that.
different thing. Like
That's
making
just
that
deliberate.
making that big of a deal out of like the varsity JV split. Like that's the one thing that I kind of like about, like I've already said a couple times about tennis, is just like there's no like the
think
attitude
so
of the
far is like
there's
that.
no big like head or ego about the I'm on varsity, like how was it J, because we're still practicing like very similar concepts, very similar things. Like while Maple might take the varsity boys aside and focus like very specific like strategy oriented pieces of like doubles or singles gameplay, like the JV players are still over there getting work put in with what the JV coaches, getting work put in on their shots, their gameplay, like everything. So they're putting in the same work that we are on varsity. It's just the skill base of it. We're just a bit higher of the level than they are, but we all still like all the way down have respect for one another. And I can't really say that there's like, granted, some people might have certain players who they don't get along with as much or like don't like really vibe with as much, but like I don't think there's like someone that everyone's like, oh, I absolutely like hate that guy on the tennis team. Like everyone's pretty just like has respect for one another.
You're all ultimately going for the same goal anyways, so I feel like depending on the sport, like I feel like it definitely can depend on the sport, but I know at least, you know, the 15 years I've been dancing, somewhere around there, 15, I'm going to say 15. The 15 years I've been dancing, it's kind of just, like, you know, there have been arguments and cliques in the past. There's still kind of cliques now, but not, like, arguing as much as when we were in, like, elementary school and, like, middle school and crap. But I'm like, we're all going for the same thing. We're all improving at different rates, yes. Like, there are, like, some of our strongest dancers are, you know, completely different levels apart. But we're all ultimately going for the same goal. So at that point, we all kind of just start tolerating each other if we didn't already. So I'm just like, eventually everyone's just going to get over it, because it's, you put more, if you're going to put more effort into like arguing and hating people, then like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know?
With JV, especially this year, while I was a junior on it, I did make a lot of good friends, and especially one friendship that you'll have if you're a defensive lineman, you know this, but you're a linebacker. The defensive end and the linebackers are always, and even nose tackles are always going to be tight. Torin won't know this, but
No, I won't.
you know what a blitz is?
Yeah.
Like, so if a defensive lineman, like, you got to know, I got to get to this gap so my boy can blitz through this. And I remember his name was Peyton Falk. People make fun of him a lot, but he's actually really good. He shows a lot of hard work. I have major respect for him. Me and him started off to a rocky start, but as we started playing, we threw all that aside. My thing is with sports is if, like, I don't care about our drama off the field, but on the field, I'm going to be your friend. Right. So I feel like that's how it should be for most sports.
For sure.
Because at the end of the day, you all are wanting the same thing. And if you're degrading another person, like, that's just not helping anything. I don't see how degrading another person is going to help them better the team.
I say that's in anything,
I
really.
feel like that would go for show
Anything team aspect, anything related, even that's involving a group of people all working, like choir, band, show choir, sports, like all of that sort of stuff, you know, like it's all under that same category of like there's no reason to make someone else feel like blatantly bad for it because you all are achieving the same goal, and even if you're at a higher level than everyone else, you should still support those who are underneath you and help them build that skill rather than dogging on them for not being to your level, you know?
Yeah.
And even being self-conscious of your own fault sometimes, because obviously nobody's perfect. Like, I'll acknowledge, like, sure, I might be one of the stronger male singers in show choir, but I know for a fact that there are points where I'm not perfect. I know there are points where I'm off on a higher note, or I don't support a higher note correctly, or I don't use my breath support correctly, or I don't always have... Sometimes I'll be a little bright on higher notes, because that's what tends to happen in the guy's voice, is that they'll be a bit brighter whenever they have to go up there for a higher note. So, I mean, it's still being cognizant of, like, your own fault as well, and trying to just support those who need to hear that positivity.
And I agree. That's kind of how I feel, especially on, like, the dance aspect. Like, yeah, I am a dance captain, but I am by far, like, I wouldn't call myself the strongest dancer there. Like, yeah, I have years of dance experience, but that by no means... makes me a great dancer. That by no means makes me a great dancer.
It's hard for me to pin down a best dancer of the show choir right now.
Okay, if I'm being completely honest, I'm going to have to say Caden. Just because of how much like experience he has.
You know, he's a great leader. Like, I could not lead the class like he does. I get anxious.
The way he explains, like,
I was about to say.
Yeah, I can't.
The way he explains stuff is just amazing.
The way he
I can show you
it.
the moves. I can't explain the moves.
The way he explains it, and then for the sake of everyone else who's not dance oriented enough or has not been in show choir long enough to understand a few like simple basic footwork terms and such, like just putting it into counts instead of putting it with a word also helps like a lot.
What irked me with past years. is putting things
Right.
to words instead of counts. I feel like that is
Right,
one of
like
the greatest
he might
downfalls.
throw in like this is what this is technically called, but whenever he's breaking it down for the class, he'll just put it into
Step,
like a count
you know,
thing and be like
yeah.
it's like a step, and then
Yeah.
like to mimic like what his feet are doing, he'll just count it with a rhythm and such, and I think that's a lot more beneficial.
Yeah. Like
towards making it clean.
I know I'm a good dancer, but obviously there are other dance captains that can explain things better. Like I can show you guys all the things. I can show everything if I need to.
I mean,
But,
I feel like in terms of
great.
execution of it, there's a lot.
Yeah,
like there's a
we
lot
all
of
have
people
different
who are up there
strengths.
with executing it, even if they're not the most dance experience. Like we still
Yeah.
have people who are like above, like just being intermediate with like execution of the dance. Like obviously the people who've been in it longer, like you, Caden, Jamie, Maggie, and such, are gonna like execute it at a higher level or pick up on it quicker as well. But like
picking
still
up
for
on
like
it, yeah.
still for like people who've been in it for decently like enough long amount of time, like like Scott and I can pick up on choreo
you
pretty
guys
decently.
you
and
guys pick up.
we can
choreo
execute
quickly.
it decent
Haley
enough.
picks up choreo very quickly. Like the seasoned veterans are also up
Yeah.
there on like, oh yeah, you guys could like completely. You guys could teach. Like I was a little thrown off. Like it's not like the whole class kind of thing.
Like
I mean,
maybe
Deja
if it was
could.
like
Deja
take
could.
like a
Yeah,
small
Deja-
group and just review
Deja
the
Yeah,
literally
choreo.
yeah,
has,
like
like-
you did whenever
Yeah.
like all of us dance captains were gone. Like, there are people that can take the lead and that's good. I'm like, I don't want people, and Prism kind of struggles with this a little bit in my opinion.
Right.
But like just the levels between people. Because Prism has a huge issue with if I'm not seen, I'm going to get mad. Like Prism has an issue right now of people being behind other people and like they want to be seen all the time. But a lot of it's because they're all brand new.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
That's fair.
I've kind of noticed it less, or not less. I've noticed it more with Soundwave. Like, we're all improving a lot more.
Right.
I want to say this year because I feel like there's no. This might sound really bad, but I feel like there's no outside influence with center stage this year. Like, I know a lot of the seniors last year were all center stage kids.
Yeah,
And I feel
most
like
of
that
them.
had a huge...
A large chunk,
like,
at
most
least,
of them,
yeah.
if not all of them, were in some way, shape, or form
It was a very
connected
large
to center
chunk.
stage.
Very large chunk, yeah.
And there's nothing against center stage. I just feel like because
Right.
they were all dance kids, that had such a big influence over, how people felt in
Right.
Soundwave, how people performed, because it's just that stigma that I don't know how long that stigma has
Right.
been around, but the whole like center stage kids are better thing, which that's not true like whatsoever. Like
Right.
I think that's clear as day.
Sure.
But like I feel like because there's not like there's still some of us center stage dancers, but like I feel like because we all kind of started growing into everything together, there's not that huge stigma of center stage kids,
Right.
dancers, scary. Like
Yeah.
like we're all growing at the same rate and all learning at the same rate. Of course, like you said, there's different skill
Yeah.
levels with everybody. That's going to happen in anything. But like, I feel like we've all just kind of relaxed a lot more this year.
Yeah, it's a lot more chill.
It's a lot more chill this year. There's nobody like to be intimidated by, or at least I hope there's not. If there
Right.
is, well then I don't really know what to do then. Like I don't really know how to help with that.
Yeah.
But I feel like as a group, not even I was in Soundwave my sophomore year. I could have auditioned for it, but I had my surgery, so I couldn't. But even seeing it from just being in Prism,
Right.
like the growth has been amazing. We're kind of
Yeah.
back at square one with Prism because we're all in Soundwave.
Nobody
now.
feels like
But-
unapproachable though. That's kind of what
Yeah,
you're getting
yeah,
at. Like
like,
nobody
it's been
this year
so
feels
much better.
unapproachable.
Like,
and I will
nobody's
say, even with
fighting.
the class last year, even with like the seniors and such who may have made it not always the most positive environment, there were still
Like,
some that I
yeah.
definitely felt like I could go up to and approach. Like Ben.
Colton Robbins.
Yeah,
Ben-
Colton. I loved Colton.
But if we're talking in
amazing.
like that specific like
Oh yeah, that
kinda-
specific like
that
group.
kind of little group, like I feel like Ben was like the most kind of down to earth and approachable like during class about like
Yeah.
hey, what's this move for like the guys
And see, yeah,
especially
and I
like
could go
hey,
to
what's this
Hannah.
move here, and then there was even like a lot of girls like Hannah and such that were
Hannah,
also like
Mia,
very
all that.
approachable in that aspect and such. And then I kind of wanted to go back to the thing you were saying about like being seen, because obviously I know that's like a big thing for a lot of people who aren't as experienced with
Which,
show
there's some people that don't want to
like
be seen, but there's some that
who
like,
aren't as experienced with
always
Miss
show
Ray put me
choir.
in the front, and I said, "Whoa
Right.
there, Buster."
Right, and I get the wanting to be seen thing and such, and feeling like maybe it doesn't mean as much since I'm in the back, but like
Yeah.
for anyone who's stuck with it this long that's like new to show choir, I stuck with this video for this song that's like new to show choir and such, I will say that being in the front row doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't really
You're
define.
seen regardless.
It doesn't define your show. It doesn't define you as an individual in any way. We need formations. We need people. We need people at certain spots. It's not dogging on you specifically for your skill level or that you aren't executing it as well as everyone else. It's called needing people at different spots. And if you want to be seen, even in the back row, like, judges are going to not just look at, like, the first front row. Like, whenever we had our show last year, we had all those super strong dancers in the front. Sure, they were amazed by how the level that they saw from the front row of very experienced dancers. But they're also going to look at the back. And since people from the back were looking to the front and kind of figuring out the choreo, and we worked as a team to, like, kind of get the choreo clean as a group, then it looked very strong whole together. So then the judges are seeing throughout the entire ensemble a level of proficiency with choreography.
Well, and realistically, you're all seen unless you're in a column, like
Right.
which Prism we do have a column this year, but it's literally like 30 seconds.
And then another big defining thing I'd say with that is if you're on the back row, if someone's in the front row and they're not really putting any energy into the moves or they're
That means
executing
you
them
can
really
put
well,
more energy.
it's not gonna matter too much if they're not putting a lot of energy into it and they're on the front row. But if you're back there and you're just absolutely just rocking it out, like,
you're gonna be seen.
like, there's Maggie Luxani, Emma's older sister. She is insane. Phenomenal actor,
yeah.
phenomenal
Amazing
singer,
dancer.
just amazing in everything, like, arts-wise. And her freshman year, my dad would always, like, be behind them all on the back row and such. She was in Prism that year. And he would be, like, playing the piano and such, and he would always kind of, like, occasionally he would kind of, like, look up just to watch, like, the dancing and such, and he would see Maggie, and he was like, I can't see her from, like, the front, but just, like, looking back here while I'm playing the piano, he's like, I just see, like, the amount of, like, energy and, like, passion that she's putting into the show. So he asked the director that year, Mr. Haltom, like, hey, who is that girl? And he looked at the formations and was like, Maggie Luxani. He was like, my dad was like, that girl should be, like, more, like, up in the front with the rows, just because of the level that she was executing at, the level that she was performing at. And I mean, like, that's going to make the difference. She was in the very back, but I mean, she was just performing. I'm sure there were multiple judges at competitions who just saw her back there just absolutely rocking. It was like, I love what's happening in the front, and it's nice to see that the back is just as strong and such, you know, like, that's what judges look for.
And if we're gonna, the front specifically, like, I mean, of course, I'm kind of seasoned with all this, so I kind of notice it more, but I don't understand the hype, I guess, of being in the front, because that means you have to know what you're doing. Like, 24/7, you have to know what you're doing. You can't look off of anybody else. Like, you have to know what you're doing.
Right.
And if you don't, then it's literally just going to be a mess. So I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I understand, yeah, people want to be seen in the front, like, oh yeah, it's my moment kind of thing, but I'm also like, there's so much more stress being put on you if you're in the front row, because
because then your mistakes are just as easy to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't have anybody to look off of. You're seeing all the faces in the audience directly in front of you, or you're able to immediately see those judges looking back at you because you're in the front. I'm like, it is so much English. It is so much more stressful to be in the front.
Right.
So I'm just like, I understand everybody wants to be seen. But if we're going to be realistic, if you're all on the risers and you're looking in the mirror, if you can see yourself, everybody can see you too.
Right. And even with a
Like,
column,
you're all going to be seen
even
regardless.
with a column, if you're standing in a column, that's just your perspective of one person in one specific spot in the very specific auditorium looking at you from a very specific angle to which they cannot see you.
Yeah.
Any other angle, any other spot, any other seat, they can see everyone in the column.
I'm like, you're never not seen.
If you're wondering why I'm not talking, I'm not very experienced on this. I've done one show and we were all standing.
Yeah.
No, but I 100% agree, because I came into this and I bombed my audition because I didn't know what I was doing. I literally, Mr. Ray said, oh yeah, we're going to post some videos of the choreo and you guys could practice.
Shut up and dance.
No, I didn't.
Stop, I still remember it. It was so fun.
I know.
It was. I liked it.
We did it at the...
Speaking
service.
of show choir shows, you guys have any themes that you guys are going to present for the spring concert?
Okay, low key, I want to copy paste mine from last year
Yes,
because I
yours
thought
was
it was
so good.
ridiculous.
Yours was so
I
good.
thought my group who thought through it, I was in a group with, I'm trying to think through everyone. I know Ben and Taylor were in it, and I can't maybe like...
Do you still have the presentation?
I do, but I can't remember the two others that were in it. But the two others who were in it also provided quite a lot to the show and everything, so I feel bad. But I remember you guys, and I know you guys really helped with like the process and such. But it was very...
It was such a good show.
It was called All In, and we based it off of like poker, like gambling type of stuff. And like I forget exactly all the songs that we put, but it was just kind of like that theme of like the, you know, like starting out playing. We did Poker Face was the opener, and it was like 3 songs. So Poker Face was the opener, and then I think like Unstoppable by Sia was like the ballad.
Oh, my.
And then Hey Look Ma, I made it as like the I just like won the jackpot thing was like the closer. And it was very like tight knit race between that and the show that ended up winning, and it was like a vote off.
I remember.
Pirates,
Yeah.
All right, if I'm being
It was
honest,
a good idea. I liked it. I might
Right.
just personally.
Don't steal
I
it.
would no. I'm saying personally, I might go into different songs that aren't as pop.
Right.
However, I do really like.
It was
the
just like
idea.
we couldn't really think of anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the heat of the moment, it works.
Taylor found them, and since we were just arranging it, with like obviously we can only do it so much with 3
Yeah.
songs. It's like it's very hard to develop a well done show with just 3. So I mean, that was like the most we could do in terms of trying to develop that kind of story. And then Ben just whipped up some.
No, it was really good.
Just whipped up some choreo, and I was just like,
it was really good. So for any y'all Prism kids, we are not doing Prison. We are
Lorax?
not doing Prison.
Lorax?
Absolutely not.
Lorax?
Okay, the Lorax.
I
If
want
that,
okay.
No. That's been presented every year. I already know Elizabeth's gonna watch this. We are not doing Founding Father Dumpster Fire.
Oh. Okay.
No.
My idea is boy band.
Okay, well, if we're gonna do that, we're doing Brozone, and that means we're doing Trolls.
Boy Show Choir Magic Mike's MIC.
No!
No, because literally, I already have the song spec'd out. We can do Everybody's Back, Backstreet's Back, all right.
that is a good song.
Streets.
And then at the end, or like for our ballad, we can do We Do It Better. That would go so
we may as well
hard.
just do Trolls at that point.
Because no,
and I
say-
want to be Velvet.
I say we do like we get some Backstreet Boys.
I say we
NSYNC,
just do a troll
and
show.
then just for the fun of it, we get a BTS song going.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of K-pop,
Oh my gosh. Oh, there was a
We're just
group.
having
There was a
epiphany.
group last year. It was Pleasant Hill's freshman group. And
I didn't see
they
their
performed for
freshman group.
exhibition at the Pleasant Hill competition.
Oh wait, yes,
And they did Butter by BTS.
they did.
Oh.
I remember that. That's gonna grow up.
They did Butter by BTS.
I remember that. I think I like.
They hit the
I love them. This is no. Stop. This is no.
That is not Butter. That is not.
No.
It was a freshman group, obviously,
No
so it wasn't like.
disrespect whatsoever, but I think I physically cringed.
It was very
Just
interesting
because
choreo.
it is not at all.
It was also just the choreo for me, but like it was fun for all it was worth. It was a fun little audience interactive exhibition thing.
all right,
But I loved it. It was like a good.
you can't
cringe.
do a K-pop song and then just ruin it.
Absolutely.
Like,
I got it. Soon, probably.
if I'm being completely honest, though,
But
if I'm being honest, I would love to do like some. I'm gonna have to learn Korean to speak it, cause listen, I'll be jamming out to K-pop in my car. Yes, I'm a K-pop fan. Don't judge me, bro. Listen to some of their songs other than the popular ones. You'll know why.
I remember hearing one clip of like some BTS song in the McDonald's ads whenever they did the McDonald's thing, and that's like the only.
Boy with Love.
That's the only thing that lives rent free in my head is that
Boy
little
with
snippet
Love.
of that one song because I just heard it nonstop in McDonald's ads when the BTS meal existed.
It was
I
probably
literally-
Boy with Love.
It might have been Dynamite.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't,
right.
I don't know
probably
if it was Dynamite. Actually. It was like I don't
Well,
know.
Dynamite's one of their only English.
I know, but
songs, so-
I don't think it was. I don't remember it being in English.
Oh, maybe it
It
wasn't.
might have been Boy in Love.
It might have been. I don't really remember.
Did you hear like a?
That was like the melody.
Oh, it might have just been them like doing.
It might have. Yeah, it probably was just them singing the jingle.
Yeah. No, but I could literally name off so many like.
No,
K-pop
I
songs
feel
that
like
we should
if-
do.
no,
we should
Spring
do
Show-
Idol.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be a good one. I think Prism. Honestly, I feel like I could convince them to do a Trolls show.
You could.
I could
Prism would get
totally-
on board with that.
I
so
would.
quick.
I could totally.
Okay, but
convince
if
them
you
to
do
a
Trolls, you have to do Can't Stop the Feeling.
No. We would do the new Trolls movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I've listened to the soundtrack.
Isn't there,
Oh my
like,
gosh!
three?
No wait, it's sophomore set. It's software Soundwave. Can't stop the feeling. No.
No.
Cinderella story.
Dude,
No, they would eat that troll.
It's
so
Cinderella.
well.
the spring show for that was so good. Romeo and
was the
Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet.
They
Yeah.
hated that.
We hate.
I don't.
They
I don't-
hated that.
I
I
don't-
wasn't even in it, but they
I don't-
hated it.
It
Then
was
why
not-
did you vote for it, bro?
I did not.
didn't.
I
You better
did.
run,
He
run,
didn't
run.
vote.
I voted for
it.
something else. I don't remember what it was, but I
See,
voted for
I enjoyed watching it, but I know like almost everybody hated doing it.
Everyone hated it. I mean,
Everybody hated
practically-
doing it, but I liked
practically
watching it.
everyone hated the
When I heard
process.
Cruising for a Bruising on, I immediately.
like, we got it together in the end, but, like,
I knew
leading up to
auto
it, we were
choreo.
like- Leading up to
Honestly,
it, we were all just kind of like.
I feel like Sound would eat.
But then,
up
like,
the
the
troll
performance
show.
was just a lot better than we all anticipated it, really.
Yeah, no, because I remember like
I say we do Barbie. Barbies and Kens.
Web City's girls did like a Barbie type
Mojo
thing.
Dojo Casa
like,
House.
it was either 2 years ago or last year that Web
was
we
last
City's
should just
year.
girls
do a
did it.
top
was
10
Radiance.
Mojo.
Yeah,
'Cause remember
no,
Jojo
that's Oak
video.
Grove's group.
Oh well.
Oak Grove's girls did the same thing, but Web City's girls the year before did.
I was gonna say because Radiance was the one that taught
I think
crap
Web
on
City
Prism.
did it the year before because I
Wait.
remember what Web City's was this last year. The
Wait,
girls, but I remember it being
Let's
something
backtrack.
different.
Let's backtrack. I want to hear what happened between Radiance and Prism.
One of the Radiance girls was like crap talking
Oh,
our group.
the redhead.
Yeah, the redheaded.
The Oak Grove redhead was like shaming the girls in our
She was
Prism
body
group.
shaming some of our kids and then like shaming our outfits. And
It was
such.
body
Hey,
shaming and
hey.
outfit shaming.
Yeah,
for
it
Jasmine's
was
size.
really
This is all
bad.
you got to do. You're not gonna see this, but they are. This is what you do. You go up to her and you hit her with a nice.
So for all context, Gabe just like
He
spun
just did a
around
really
in the
bad
air
kickflip.
and then
Or
punched her.
Kick spin
Hold on,
thing.
or hold on. I got some stuff in my pocket.
Oh God.
You hit a.
Yeah, this is like the Smith Cotton competition though.
You
And
hit a like. Whoa, bam.
okay, he just did another like
no,
little.
Another
Yeah.
like
And he just messed up his
Ninjago
leg again.
ninjutsu leap thing. Kick.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened,
You just
but
learned spin
I don't-
jutsu.
trying to visualize it for y'all.
Spinjitzu
I
is
don't
what he
really think I
said.
can. Spinjitzu, quote unquote.
No, you just gotta like UFC, go up.
You know what? Let's just do a gaming show. Completely rip off whatever group that was last year.
There was a
should
show
just
last
do-
year that
we should do
Platte
boxing.
County.
Yeah, the Platte County
The
show.
arcade where they just screamed at you the whole time, basically. Or their singing was just screaming. Like the Prism girls, they all overhyped it so much. Like they all
I know.
overhyped that show to like hell. And I was like, I thought it was genuinely going to be good. And then
thought
I
it
go
was
in there
too, that
and they
was
were just singing Forte and Fortissimo the whole time, and I was like, good lord. Like the ballad was just them. It was arcade. And the ballad, like on the O's, they were just like, ah! Like, it was just like, they were just screaming.
It was
Bro,
so
literally,
funny.
Like our ballad, the first time.
Oh my gosh.
If I'm being completely honest, a boxing show would go hard.
A boxing show?
Yeah.
There
Rocky! Rocky!
was a show choir that did that last. It was Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Mount Vernon show choir did that last year. I never saw it, but I heard about it. And I'm like, honestly, that's a really cool theme for show choir.
I say we steal Joplin's show last year. The one that we watched, the Harley Quinn Joker
the
show.
Joker,
Yeah.
where they did Joker and
Yes.
the Queen by Ed
It
Sheeran
was
as
so
their opener.
It was so good though.
It was good.
It was a very good show.
You just couldn't hear 'em.
Literally, we
No,
should
you-
just do Taylor
Wait,
Swift.
no.
Eras Tour.
50 feet away from me, please. No, I say. Oh God, what's another really stupid idea? We could do the faculty for spring show. We're just the faculty.
We should.
Like some like those really stupid like rip off like musical things.
No, we should
Right?
do like horror characters, and then our opening can us just be like humming the Michael Myers theme.
I know FNAF's gonna get suggested
FNAF.
this year. I hate it.
Bella,
Bella's gonna
Bella's gonna
suggest the
Bella
FNAF
make the FNAF theme again. Bring it back. Bring it back. I'll vote.
We're waiting.
Bella has
every
my
night.
vote for the FNAF show already.
If I'm being completely honest, I
Actually,
don't
no. Best idea ever. We do the rock show again.
The Rock.
Soundwave, are you ready to rock?
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Rock show part 2.
We should do-
No,
No, we should just do like Dwayne the Rock Johnson theme, and we
Oh
just
my
all sing
gosh.
songs by Dwayne. Like
Yeah,
imagine
actually, I'll
Soundwave
sing
doing
along.
Face Off.
We go rumble.
We go
It's my drive, it's my power. We stay hungry, beat the
No,
foul, put it
No,
Haley
'cause-
had a good idea last year. It was Just Dance. I feel like that would have been a good one, but I don't know how we would execute that. Unless we have like the projector down and we have like different clips of each coach up, and then I shouldn't be explaining this. Someone's gonna take my idea.
Yeah.
I take it back. I'm not gonna explain my whole idea.
That's
Someone's
kind of
gonna
cool. I
take
like
it.
where you're going with that.
Yeah, I'll tell you my idea later. But
Honestly, I might do
Someone's gonna steal my idea.
I might do beach team because I low key want to see our choir try. Could You Be Loved by Bob Marley?
You know what? Our whole spring show should just be like Teen Titans Go at this point.
Gosh.
Teen Titans.
I know.
Screw around.
When there's trouble, you know who to call.
I actually gotta like dip soon.
Oh.
Tragically.
All right.
Dang.
I mean, this has been the longest podcast that you're gonna have to post. This thing's gonna
Yeah.
take 25 business
I know.
days to
It's
post.
gonna take so long.
For real.
All right,
was
thank you
fun.
for having us.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Good.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeehaw.
I hope that dap was heard.
Yeah.
That one
Yep.
wasn't.
Yep.
All right. This was your boy Bing Chaling Schlang Schlong Ling Long. Back at it again with another podcast episode. I will see you guys when I decide to upload again.
We both looked into the abyss, but when it looked back at us, you blinked.
I don't trust a soul, I don't trust nobody. Threw up on some pills, I don't trust my own body. You would take a shopping, you took her to Chrome Palace. It only took me one car, got a dome out.